The Aaron Rodgers era has come to an abrupt halt. So what the hell is next at quarterback? It's a mock draft Monday, baby. We'll give you a 3-round juicy post-Super Bowl, post-Aaron Rodgers era mock draft right now on the channel with a special draft analyst. Let's roll.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm your New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for joining us this morning. And the Super Bowl, oh boy, the Chiefs got beat with a brick, baby. And shout out immediately to NY Jets FL, Ted. He predicted this on our show yesterday, that the Eagles would blow out the Chiefs, and boy, was he right. He undersold it, quite frankly, of how much they're going to win. So salute to the Philadelphia Eagles and Nick Faria, who I'm sure we'll see later this week, or maybe not. Maybe he'll be at the parade. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out later. But with the Super Bowl over, everyone's back to 0-0, baby. We have a chance. Hope is in the air. It's abundant. So the offseason starts now. Hennessy Heisman, the season starts now for us. Damn straight. So let's go to it. Every Monday on the channel, we have one of the best draft analysts on planet Earth. That is Dom C, baby. A direct link to his YouTube channel, Project Prospect, is down below, where he talks all kinds of draft, well beyond just this Monday show with me on Boy Green Daily. And let's bring him in right now. Dom C, baby. Welcome back.
Hey, Paul. How are you, buddy?
You know, we talked about it before we got on the show, and it's funny. Last Monday, we're like, hey, let's do a hypothetical scenario that Aaron Rodgers is back with the team. This is going to be great. And just see what it goes. And I appreciate, because you were the proponent of this, as I started the mock and saying, all right, let's go. You said, whoa. Before we start, is this a scenario with Aaron Rodgers or without? And I just sort of said for a second, oh, yeah. I mean, obviously, it's completely different if he's there or not. All right, F it. Let's just play as if he's here. And then a lot of fans immediately after the episode said, but wait, what does he think if Aaron Rodgers isn't here? I'm like, all right, people, we'll do it next week. And then hypothetically, well, now his ass is going to be gone. So I guess now's a better time than any, Dom.
That's right. Listen, people are in their feelings about it. I get it. I was very, I'm going to say it this way politically. Okay. I was very, very on board with the decision. All right. I think for the team's best interest moving forward, fiscally, financially, organizationally, so on and so forth, I think it was time to make that cut. But if he had come back, I wouldn't have been upset either. You know what I mean?
I think it's a good way to put it. To me, I trusted the regime. Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn have been hired as our power structure moving forward as the head coach and general manager, respectively. And I personally thought that it would be better for the team in 2025. If you're trying to win as many games as possible, I think Aaron Rodgers is your best bet, because I don't know what's behind door number 2. Shit, we're about to find out, because we're moving on to door number 2. So we're all going to find out together in real time. But correct. I thought that Aaron Rodgers gave us the best chance right now. However, I wasn't going to be screaming all over the place if they decide, because I could totally understand. They're like, hey, man, there's a lot going on with Aaron Rodgers. You know what? We want to start our own thing. Starting our own thing, maybe compromise Aaron Rodgers' presence, because there's a lot that goes on with him. So they decided to move on. So I know a lot of people are upset. I got lit up on social media yesterday of all the people going about it. Quinnen Williams in particular, he responded to my tweet, and I got a ding on the phone. I'm like, Quinnen Williams, what the hell? And
and he no longer has a Twitter account. By the way.
Yeah, I noticed that happened very quickly, so I apologize to Quinnen in my role, and Quinnen Williams no longer having a Twitter account, so I apologize. I don't know if the Jets got to him very quickly, but I'll just say this for those who missed it. I'll read that tweet. We have a video up on our YouTube video page about it. So I tweet out the Jay Glazer clip because I wanted to see the video clip. Sometimes people read a report and deliver a report, and sometimes it's different. So I wanted to see what Jay Glazer had to say with the report about Aaron Rodgers and the meeting and everything. And then I get a notification on my phone, says New York Jets defense lineman Quinton Williams just reposted your thing. I said, what? And he said, another rebuild year for me, I guess, with an eye roll emoji. And as soon as I get that notification, I'm like, I better screenshot that because I think he is going to change his mind about that in 3 seconds. And he did, and immediately deleted it. So Quinton's upset, but I just want to say, before we get to this mock draft and everything, I understand why Quinton's upset. They're 32-68 since he came in the league in 2019. They have sucked. And this is a quarterback-driven league. You either have a quarterback or you don't have a quarterback. And now it's up to Aaron Glenn, and it's not going to be easy. I think Quinton Williams is making that very clear that Aaron Glenn is going to have to sell the vision to Quinton, and quite frankly, the rest of the team. I know Aaron Rodgers, 4-time NFL MVP, all this stuff. He is going to have to say, but this is my quarterback plan. Because right now, there doesn't appear, until Dom fixes it today, of course, that it does not seem like there's a clear path to replacing Aaron Rodgers, which makes a lot of these players go, oh, shit, is this another 5-12 season?
Yeah, we don't know that, though, in fairness.
No,
we don't know what their plans are. Their plans haven't been made maybe public or whatnot, but I'm sure they have a plan. I mean, listen, first off, I don't know if I don't know if it's official, if Aaron Rodgers has been officially, just the Glazer report, which is, probably going to happen. Two, they're not doing that without something kind of in line, whether it's, hey, we got Tyrod and, here's a nice juicy chunk of, guys that we're going to target in the middle rounds, and we're going to, see where Jordan Travis is, and we're going to see where this guy is in free agency. We don't know. I mean, so I think we just need to, we all just need to pump the brakes a little bit. Listen, I too got a little bit in it on Twitter yesterday because I tweeted something that it's not meant to be offensive. I'm a Jets fan. There's nothing more that I want than success for the Jets. But I said it's time to swallow some hard truths. I don't know if this roster's a playoff roster with or without Aaron Rodgers.
What? Really? Oh,
1,000%.
So let me ask you the quick follow-up to that. Is it because the common criticism among Jet fans is we quote unquote overrate our talent? Is that what you're saying? Or what is the reason?
No, I don't think we have I think the roster isn't really that good. When you look at free agency right now, Paul,
okay.
Have you looked at our defense?
I have, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna share something here. Let me just
sure.
pull this up.
Okay.
And
okay. I love this. All right.
Okay. Hang on 1 second. And then we'll get into
that's all right.
And then we'll get into the draft.
Yeah, please. I'd love to hear this. This would be great because before the season, all the roster rankings had the Jets as a consensus top 5 roster. So I'm curious to hear another opinion about it.
Last year and this year is now two different things, right? Can I share something here?
Yes, you can. I can throw whatever this is up on the screen here. Yeah. Sure. Here we go.
Okay.
Yep. The ESPN depth chart here. Yeah.
No, this is our lads. Yeah. So I want you to look at green.
Oh, yeah. Our lads. Excuse me.
I want you to look. I want you to look at green.
And okay. Black, what does green mean?
Green means unrestricted free agent.
Okay.
So look at the defense. I'll scroll down. Just look at the defense alone. Okay.
Okay. Likey.
And let's see if I make it. Let's see if I make it. Can I make it bigger?
Oh, yeah, perfect. That's much better. Yeah, thank you. You just got to exit out of some of these ads if you can. The Toyota down there. Yeah.
Crazy,
yeah, 100%. Now I can see it much more clearly. Okay.
Paul, look at all these holes on the defense.
Yeah.
Where are you going with that? I mean, you have to replace 4 safeties, 3 cornerbacks.
Yeah.
2 probably Jamie and Sherwood. I mean, listen, you could resign some of these guys, absolutely. But look at your linebacker depth. All right, look at your Mike depth. CJ Mosley, we don't even know if he's going to play. So you have Quincy under contract. You have Zaire and Marcelino under contract, but they are one and the same in Quincy. So there's no Mike, there's no safeties on the roster. There's no interior depth outside of Quinnen. Hassan Reddick is gone, which might be net positive, but we're banking that Jermaine Johnson is coming back healthy. This isn't a playoff team.
I would my pushback would be, you say there's all these holes here. There are holes here if you changed all these colors to the same color. Javon Kinlaw stunk. Likey Fotu was awful. The safety room was terrible. So, yes, the Jets have to replace these guys, and obviously
you're making my point. You're making my point. Even if they were full, because when this wasn't green, this team stunk. Now you got to replace these guys. You have more holes and that's just the defense. The offense, we know the tight end room. We know the interior line depth. Now, with probably Devontae and Alan Lazard going, now you have major holes at the wide receiver.
That's true.
You can't fill all these holes and expect to compete in 1 year, in one season. You only have 8 draft picks, right? You only have, right now, $20 million in cap space. If they take all the hit of Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams and Alan Lazard this year, I think it goes up to 43. Okay, which is fine.
Yeah, right. The more money's coming. That's correct.
Yeah,
with all this.
But you're still not filling all these holes with $43 million.
Yeah, I guess my perception is just that some of this that I'm looking at right now were bad, and whoever you get should be automatically better because it's going to be hard to be worse than some of these players. Again, easier said than done. I totally understand that. But that's an interesting, compelling case. Now, at wide receiver,
this to me, especially on this defense, is the reason I say we're with or without Aaron Rodgers, we're not a playoff team.
I just think there's a lot of star power here. You think of Will McDonald, you think of Quinn Williams, outside of him doing something crazy, I guess. I love two of our 3 pillars.
You have great pillars, absolutely. You have a foundation, but you know that you're not going to base it on 3 or 4 guys. That's not
7 teams make the playoffs. There's only 16 teams in the AFC. There's a lot of trash in the AFC. I don't know, man. We'll see. It'll be up to. We talk about defense, right? That's where all their veteran coaches are, like Steve Wilkes and AG. AG made chicken shit, chickens out of chicken shit with the Detroit Lions. Now he's going to have an opportunity to bring in some of his guys on the open market. We'll see what he does. So interesting. So let's see if. Go ahead.
That was just my thoughts, and I'll stop sharing.
Okay. No, I appreciate that. No, I will say, let's see if we can try to fix that, baby, right now. So, we're going to do a 3-round mock draft.
Can I suggest one thing to you also? Let's do 4 rounds.
Please.
Let's do 4 rounds.
4 rounds.
The third round. Sure. The third round is our third pick's at the end of round 3.
Yeah.
Our 4th round is at the beginning of round 4. Let's just make it a little bit more spicy.
Okay, you're the guy. Let's do it. A 4-round mock draft here on the channel. And again, last week, the condition was we were assuming that Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and everybody's coming back. Now, based on the latest news, we're going to do a scenario where maybe there's a world where they don't come back. And apparently, according to the various insiders, there's going to be some sort of an announcement by the Jets this week to do something respectful, like something to the effect of we plan on parting ways with Aaron Rodgers, or they're going to straight up cut him, or they're going to try to trade him, or what have you. That seems like that's coming this week, so we'll see what happens. But with that being said, now the Jets are in a world without Aaron Rodgers, and the quarterback depth chart is Adrian Martinez, Tyrod Taylor, and Jordan Travis. Yikes! So now and all the other holes that Dom C just pointed out. So without further ado, let's bring up PFF here. Again, we're going to be using the PFF NFL Mock Draft Simulator. We have the Jets selected at 7. It's a 4-round draft. We have all the settings at 50-50, except randomness. It's always good to add a little bit of randomness in your life, so it's not just a straight shot. There's all kinds of craziness that can happen. So without further ado, are you ready to start this thing, Dom C?
Let's rock, baby.
Okay. All right. A 4-round mock draft. I love the chutzpah. Yeah.
And I will say, for this one, we won't do any trades. I mean, maybe as we get into it, we can
over the weeks. Of course. I agree. Let's especially because last week we didn't do any trades, so let's kind of keep that consistent. But eventually, folks, we will consider trade ups, trade downs, and everything in between. So I appreciate that. All right, let's throw the Jets up here. They have the 7th overall pick in the first round. In the first round, I'll read everyone who went in front, and then once we get to later rounds, we won't go as far. The number 1 overall pick was Cam Ward, the quarterback out of Miami, to the Tennessee Titans in this mock draft scenario. Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback out of Colorado, went number 2 overall to the Cleveland Browns. Travis Hunter, the two-way player out of Colorado, went number 3 overall to the New York Giants. The New England Patriots went Tet McMillan, the wide receiver out of Arizona. Abdul Carter, the pass rusher out of Penn State, went to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Mason Graham went to the Las Vegas Raiders, the interior defense lineman out of Michigan, which leaves us now at 7, Dom C.
Yeah. So this is probably worst case scenario because there's 2 guys that I like to target in this area that are not quarterbacks. One being Abdul Carter, because I think his talent supersedes any sort of the value supersedes any sort of positional need or trying to force a need. Go ahead.
Can I guess the other one? Because we just got a super chat in here. This one's
Yeah.
from Ricky New York here.
Wow.
Ricky New York Live says Paul Dom is going to draft wide receiver Tater Tot McMuffin at 7. Would that have been the other one?
Tater Tot was in consideration, considering the situation we're at now. So
100%. Yeah, that's got to be on the board.
Yeah, but that's not the case here. So
right, he is off the board. Yes.
Again, you look at you. There's plenty of holes everywhere, right?
Sure.
There's depth at the edge position in the class. I'm talking in this draft class. There's depth at the edge position. There's depth on the defensive line. I think with the best of each the best edge rusher and the best defensive lineman off the board, I take that out. I know we took Malachi Starks last week.
Yes.
Although I like the player, realistically, like I said, we do things sometimes just to see how it looks. I don't know if safety is the biggest hole here. All right, I'm really leaning. I'm leaning
before you give your pick. The only conversation question I just want to answer, because this is viral on social media, and I'm sure you draft analysts hate that this is going viral. But I just want to throw it on your plate, because obviously with Aaron Rodgers gone, a lot of people are going to be like, okay, we'll just take the third best quarterback. And a lot of people coming off your Senior Bowl, and I could see that Senior Bowl pass that was around your neck, that lanyard above your right shoulder there. Beautiful from Mobile. A lot of people are saying, Jackson Dart, baby. That's the pick. And there's a lot of momentum, I'll say, for social media land. That's not real Jet stuff. I'm just saying social media. I just want you to answer that for the people that bring that up, because I assume that's not where you're going to actually go. What's your response to those people?
I'm not going to go here. Here's what I'll tell you about Jackson Dart.
Okay,
I think he has the I think he's got the skill set. I think he's got the chutzpah to be a good NFL quarterback. All right. I think he's got the arm talent to be a good NFL quarterback. I think he's elusive and athletic enough to be a good NFL quarterback. Mechanically, he's broken. All right. He needs to rebuild his mechanics from the ground up. So can that happen? People do it all the time. Jordan Love coming out of Nevada a few years back. Beautiful arm, athletic, everything that you wanted in a quarterback. Had horrible mechanics from the ground up. The feet don't match the hips, that don't match the shoulders. That's a problem with quarterbacks. You can't drive the ball, right? Okay. So Jackson Dart is doing everything with just working off of his elbow and his shoulder, which is phenomenal, because he still throws with good velocity. If he fixes his mechanics, there's, I think he's got it all. Like, I think he's sneaky athletic. I don't think he's dual threat athletic. I think he's like Daniel Jones athletic, like, a guy that you don't expect to run like that, Paul. And all of a sudden you blink and he's 12 carries for 75 yards and a touchdown. He's got that kind of sneaky athleticism. He moves around the pocket very well. So he's got the makings of a good quarterback. Would it surprise me if he's an NFL starter? No. Would it surprise me if he's an NFL starter in 25? Yes. This is a 2-year project. You want to take him, you want to work, break him down and build his mechanics back up in 25. You want him to hone in and maybe, really, really get a grasp of the system in 26, and you turn the keys over to him in 27.
Interesting.
So that's my Jackson Dart take.
All right, go ahead. But what you actually want to do here at 7.
So I'm in two spots here. There's two ways I would go. Listen, actually, I three. There's best player available. If that's the case, I'm taking Ashton Jeanty. Again, with all the holes that the Jets have on this team, I just don't think that running back at 7 makes sense. But I'm respecting the fact that if it's a true BPA, he's coming off the board here, no doubt. I don't think that's the way the Jets go. I'm between.
Okay, real quick though, I just want to give a quick follow-up. You considered this last week, and that got my juices flowing of ooh. And he said, well, we'll do that at a different time. And I just want to say, Lance Zierlein immediately after our show goes, yeah, I'll do it. Ashton Jeanty, and then the world is set ablaze. So I just want to make sure that
Lance gave me a call. Lance gave me a call and he said, really? Jeanty at 7? Listen, it would be.
Well, thanks for selling him on it. Thank you.
Yeah,
that was great.
It would
content.
be I'm not gonna say it would be foolish. It wouldn't, because he's a really good player. But
Sure. Yeah.
if there's any room in the Jets that right now that you feel kind of sort of comfortable with, it's probably the running back room. It's probably the most
That's probably
stable.
true.
So to me, that's why it doesn't make sense right here, right now. But
Okay. Yeah.
I'm between two players here. All right.
Okay.
And I
All right.
think I'm going. I think I know where I'm going to go.
All right.
Man, I'm going to go
All
with
right. You
tight
have your
end.
pick. All right. Let me
Tight
play
end.
this then.
I know people are going to hate this pick considering the response from last year's draft class and the sides that people took.
Oh boy.
But give me Tyler Warren here at
Boom.
number 7. And here's my take. I don't think
Okay.
tight end is I don't think a tight end this high anytime is, really, really, really the best situation. However, this draft is completely different than last year's draft, right? Tyler Warren probably wouldn't have been a top 20 pick in last year's draft. In this draft, he's arguably in the top 12 to 15 players in this class. That being said, also after this top 7 goes, that top 6 that you saw all drafted, picks like 7 through 27 are going to be all over the place. People don't have that many first round picks. People are going to be taking guys off the board. So give me Warren here, and I'm up again. And I don't have to move too quick here.
Okay. Yeah, here's one message coming in just because it's the second round conversation. Dan, the Jets fan, 21 here, has a shout out. Thanks for being a member for 4 months. We appreciate that, Dan.
Wow.
He says, where are the second rounders from the trade request? And I asked Dan for a follow-up in the comment section because I didn't understand. And he meant that all the players like Sauce, Brees, and Garrett who request trades, we should have like 5+ second-round picks. So I'll keep that in mind for the future there, Dan. But hopefully the Jets are able to maintain the ship. Again, that'll be up to AG, as I mentioned earlier, to sell the vision. But appreciate the shout-out there. But no, yes, you've got the second-round pick here. It's 42 overall for the New York Jets. What are positions you're thinking about here?
I'm not thinking about positions. This is a guy that I've had circled for this selection as I go through this. He happens to be right here, right now on the board.
Okay.
I'm going to take Alabama linebacker Jihad Campbell off the board. We talk about the Aaron Glenn defense.
Goodness.
Oh,
okay.
It's not. Oh my goodness, he's the.
It's just an interesting name we haven't heard. So give us the insight on him. Is he an inside linebacker, edge?
He was a 5-star recruit. He was a 2nd overall ranked player in his class coming out of high school. He was recruited as an edge rusher. They converted him to linebacker. He is one of those guys where Nick Saban and Kalen DeBoer, they call him the new Will Campbell in terms of leadership and play ability, so on and so forth. This Aaron Glenn defense, if you look, this is why I think more and more, unfortunately, that we're probably going to move on from Jamie Sherwood because 2 undersized linebackers aren't going to play well if he converts that defense over and runs similar defense. 2 undersized linebackers aren't going to play well. You're going to need somebody with a little bit more beef. Jihad Campbell's 6'3.5". He's 245 pounds. He is physical in the phone booth, inside the tackle box, running the fit inside, but the guy moves as good as Jamie Sherwood sideline to sideline. He is a fluid mover. He can flip his hips. He can run with running backs. He can run with tight ends out of the bill. He's a 4% missed tackle rate throughout his entire career in college. It was under 2% last year. He adds versatility if you want him to. Again, former edge rusher in certain schemes and situations in nickel and dime. If you wanted to move him from the middle and have him, be used as a blitzer or line up as a lineup end. Jihad Campbell's the 11th player, my 11th highest rated player in this class. I know off-ball linebacker. Yeah.
Wow.
So we're going a little crazy here because we've gone tight end and off-ball linebacker, 2 of the more undervalued or not really highly valued positional groups. But the players that you're getting here are phenomenal. So we'll move on to round 3.
Okay. There you go. Officially, Jihad Campbell there at 42. Now we're at 92.
Jihad.
Remember, folks, this is our late 3rd round pick. Yeah.
Yes. It's not Jihad. He will tell you it's Jihad.
Oh, Jihad. Okay, thank you very much.
So we're at third round pick. Again, we didn't address
Yeah.
the wide receiver room. I'd like to take a peek at what the wide receivers look like, Paul.
Sure. Yeah, let's
I think
take a
that's
gander
value.
there. Okay, let's go positions. Let's take a gander at the wide receivers here. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's some guys that I'm comfortable with here.
Okay.
This is where I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pivot. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm between, if they're both on the board, I'm
Yeah.
between two guys here. This is
Okay.
the soft spot, and this is a comfortable spot. Why I wanted to go into round 4 here. This is where I
Okay.
think the Jets, if they're going to shop in the quarterback market, this is where they're going. I wanted to see the wide receiver board. I think Jalen Knoll, and that's how it's pronounced,
Yeah.
Knoll, is
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm adding a third wide receiver that's sub 6 feet tall on the roster,
enough.
because you have
Okay.
him and Malachi and Garrett, which is, they say he's 6 foot, but he's a little bit under. We know that. So I'm going to pass on Jalen Knoll. Go bring up the quarterbacks.
Oh, baby, here we go. This should be a fun one. Ah, yes. Look at all these guys.
So you got Will Howard,
Riley
you got
Leonard,
Jackson
Jack
Dart. Quinn Ewers is out of the question.
Hey, Kyle McCord, baby. Yeah.
And listen, truth, Paul, to you, and I know you're going to love this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of buzz that Kyle McCord could go a lot higher than we all know. We all think.
Sweet Lord. That's what I love to hear, baby.
Yeah.
Or maybe not as a Jets fan, but good for Kyle, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Really, for me, the question is,
Okay.
is this the comfortable spot? I feel taking Dart. I have Dart as my highest rated quarterback left out of this bunch.
Okay.
It would go Dart for me. It would go Dart, McCord, Howard. I know that the rankings look different.
Yes.
So, and no matter what we do in quarterback, I think this is going to be a big question. As long as it's not a first round quarterback, well, I guess maybe it is even a first round, but it's a different story if it's a first round. If it's a quarterback that's taken round 7 through 7, that does not preclude us from taking a quarterback in the future, right?
Correct.
You are not hitching your wagon, Mike McCagnon style, to to that scrub out of Penn State, which is why what was that guy's name that we took and never played a snap?
Christian Hackenberg.
Yeah.
He was the 50th overall pick in the second round.
He took Hackenberg and didn't want to go ahead and turn around and take a first round quarterback like one Patrick Mahomes the next year. But I digress.
Yeah.
Listen, here's the reality. You got an athletic guy. You got in Dart. You got a real big guy in Will Howard, right? Strong arm, built for the East Coast. And then you got the guy that everyone seems to like, although I think he's got a little bit lower of a ceiling than the other two in McCord. So, unfortunately, Paul, I'm going to knock McCord out of the equation.
Okay.
And for me,
I understand. Yeah.
For me, it's really between Will Howard and Jackson Dart.
Interesting.
So you have real starter upside in Jackson Dart, but probably a longer avenue to get there.
Okay.
And for that, and just because I don't know what our offensive staff is going to look like I don't know who the quarterback coach is, like other than by name. I don't know what he's about.
No, right. Yes.
I don't know how he is developing quarterbacks. I'm going to take Will Howard here. I think it's a little bit of a higher floor, maybe a little bit of a lower ceiling. I don't know if he'll ever come out to be my franchise quarterback, but I'm comfortable here with Will Howard, even though I have him ranked lower than both Dart and McCord on my rankings. So give me Will Howard.
Hopefully Garrett Wilson, former Ohio State guy, is cool with this. That'd be great. Works for me. So let's go Will Howard here with the 92nd overall pick at the end of the third round. Now the Jets pick again very quickly because they have their own fourth round pick back. So now they're here at 108. This is a final pick of our 4th round. Love it from Dom Z, giving us an extra round here. 4th round pick here, 108th overall for the New York Jets. Where are we?
I will take. I want to take a look at the offensive tackles. I want to take a look at the wide receivers.
Okay.
And again, guys, you're not filling in every hole here in
of course
the draft. So I know everyone's gonna say, "Oh, defensive tackle, this, that, the other thing." Yeah, you're just not doing it in one draft. So they're the offensive tackles. Okay, you can scroll down and down. Okay, yep, okay. And can I look at the wide receivers, please?
Yes, absolutely. Let's go wide receivers here. Again, we're doing our 4-round mock draft here on the show. All right. Ooh, look
Still the
who's
same
still
wide
there.
receivers, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
And I'm going to ask for one.
One more position. Okay, where are we going?
Yeah. And you can do them together. You can do defensive tackle or defensive interior, defensive end.
Okay, let's see. A defensive interior, and you want defensive end as well. So let's see.
Edge.
Or edge rusher, I guess, I suppose. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, okay. Keep going.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So,
Ooh. Okay.
yeah, we got some defensive guys that look very pretty.
Ooh. AG will be happy to hear this.
Yeah. Now you also got to remember here, folks. You can't really judge on what's going on with the PFF grades because those are just their rankings compared.
That's not yours.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
So right there at the bottom, that Joshua Farmer is really interesting to me.
All right.
He's a defensive tackle that has, he plays like a missile, man. He's
Florida State guy. All right.
Florida State guy. He is like super fast, real heavy hands. He's not the biggest guy, right? He's not like your true, nose tackle. And I think that's where I would like to lean personally. If I'm going to go with defensive tackle here, I want to get a big guy. I want to get a two-gapper. If you scroll down for a little bit, Paul, if you don't mind.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, of course. Let's go. All
right. Stop right there.
Okay.
Nope, a little bit up.
Sorry.
That's okay. It doesn't matter. You don't have to do that. There's a guy here by the name of Aeneas Peebles, also in the mold of
there he is.
Yeah, also in the
Virginia
mold
Tech.
of Farmer. This guy couldn't be stopped at Mobile, down in Mobile. I mean, he was arguably one of the top 3 defensive tackles all down there, but he's about 285 pounds. And he's about 6'2.5". So he's another guy that I think is going to make a team very happy. But I just don't know if it's a fit for us. So I'm going to scroll down one more time.
Yep.
I'm looking for specific. I'm looking for a couple specific names, and I know they're going to be lower on this board.
Yeah.
Stop right there.
Oh,
and you can pop that right there and lock it in the pick.
Okay. All right. Let's play the music, baby. Okay.
With the whatever pick. The New York
Jets,
this is
108. 108 in the 4th round.
The New York Jets select Jamari Caldwell, defensive tackle out of Oregon. Guys,
wow.
6'3.5", 245 pounds, moves like a gazelle. Very strong, confident, comfortable, two-gap in playing both, and again, don't worry about the grades there, but
of course not. Yeah, right.
Playing both, peeling defensive linemen, keeping them off the linebacker so they can move. He's also got a pass rush bag at 345 pounds. It's a guy that's been slept on all throughout this, process. It's a name I think you're going to start hearing a lot more and more. I think he might start early downs only in the NFL, but I think he's got the chance to really move on and become something in this league. It's a 3-down player. I really do.
Yeah, wow. So here we go. Here's the full draft class. Just to reiterate it for our audio-only listeners that aren't watching this right now. Again, no trades. This was a 4-round, post-Super Bowl, post-Aaron Rodgers era mock draft with a 7th overall pick. Tyler Warren, tight end out of Penn State. 2nd round, 42nd overall. I'm going to do it incorrectly. It is, one more time there, Dom. Jahad Campbell, linebacker out of Alabama. 3rd round pick, 92nd overall. Quarterback out of Ohio State, Will Howard. And then finally, round 4, 108th overall, defensive lineman Jamari Caldwell as the pick. So a little offense, a little defense. Good balance there. A 2-for-2 special. Very nice. Wow.
And I will say this. I know, listen, I know people are saying, oh, you pass on Jackson Dart. I still believe Jackson Dart's going to be a first-rounder. I still believe Jackson Dart's going to be a first-rounder, a late first-rounder. Yeah. Somebody's going to roll the dice on him. So,
Okay, beautiful. Well, Dom, I want to say first off, thank you for going the additional round, and thank you for the scheduling of this, of making sure last week was the pro Rodgers back. This one now him gone. That worked out absolutely beautifully here. So we appreciate the 4-round mock. We'll put this out on social media, let everybody know all the particulars, which I'm sure you're going to get a lot of love for, as you do with every mock draft, which is always beautiful. But I will just say, Dom, I love doing this with you every week. Jet fans love it in the comment section and love sharing takes. So I appreciate it, pal.
And I appreciate you, my friend. And we'll talk soon. See you next week.
Okay, before you get out real quick, give us the plugs. I know you got a busy day today, and also the rest of where people can find all your draft content.
Yeah, we are talking draft, the Talking Jets draft show, Monday nights, 8 p.m. or is it 8 or 9 p.m.? Good Lord.
I believe it's 9. I think you got 9 and 10. Yes.
Yeah, 9 p.m. And soon enough, I was also on the Talking Jets network, where I do a lot of my stuff. I'm an analyst for them, draft analyst for them. We will be starting the 10 o'clock mocks on Monday. With me and Green Bean me and Green Bean as well, and I have some new videos on the pop coming out. The pop of Project Prospect with Dom C, breaking down, doing my positional breakdowns as we get closer to the draft, which I think is 72 days away.
Okay, it's right around the corner, Dom, and can't wait to go through every step of this process with you. Combine later this month, pro days, and everything else are going to be great. Dom, thanks as always for joining us, brother. Appreciate it. There he is. Dom C joining us on the program. Again, we'll be posting that 4-round mock draft in our YouTube community channel and on social media, so you can continue to get the comments going. We're also going to open up the phone lines because we're not done here yet, baby. Got a lot to interact with the Aaron Rodgers thing. And I saw Philium say it at the beginning of the YouTube chat. Boy, there's going to be some interesting opinions on this because I know people are both ways on this Aaron Rodgers business. But let's get a couple of things in here, including DNY for life, baby, with a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Here we go.
Here's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Straight Devin, a.k.a. DNY for life, joining us here on the channel for this 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Let me read those members, and then, like I said, we'll be opening up the phone lines here shortly, and you guys can share your takes on all things Aaron Rodgers and whatever else, floats your boat here on the channel, and you can let us know how you really feel about it. Actually, I don't know if, unfortunately, I can read those anymore. That's too bad. I'm so sorry. So whoever got those 5 memberships from DNY for life, God bless, baby. YouTube won't let me scroll up anymore, so unfortunate that I can't read that later, but thank you so much. I want to give a big shout-out to DNY for life, a.k.a. Devin, for gifting those 5-pack of memberships. Baby, here on the channel, let's update the leaderboard here for DNY for life, who now has 10 gifted memberships so far this month. And we'll show you guys what you're competing for here in just a brief moment here. And shout out to Ed Vargas, who's gifted 5 memberships this month. But DNY for life has now separated from you there on the pack. Let's show that up on the big board again. Our Boy Green raffle leaderboard. Number 1 Osher Jet fan, 63 gifted raffle tickets. Jimmy Jets at 24. Lillian Big D with 16. Tiff, shout out to you with 7. A DNY for life at 10. I will flip that to put everyone in their proper place here in just a moment. So I can't wait for it, baby. We'll be reacting, like I said, to all of your mock draft actions. Or Dom C's mock draft, and plus, obviously, the Aaron Rodgers news that is all coming in here. So let's get to it, baby. But real quick, here is what you guys, all those raffle tickets, what are they for? It's this. Let me throw it up on the screen. We got a New York Jets signature football, baby. Aaron Rodgers. Hey, it's a vintage classic now. He's now on this, but so is everybody else. Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Jermaine, Olu Fashanu. So many wonderful signatures on this football. It's perfect for a fan cave, man cave, or your office. It's a limited edition collectible. It ships deflated, and it comes with a stand and a pump, so you can blow it right up once you get it. One lucky winner that had purchased raffle tickets will have a chance to win this on March 1st. Again, this contest runs through the entire month of February. New York Jets Nike Salute to Service long sleeve, a custom laser engraving Jets Boy Green gift package. All 3 of those items will go to one lucky individual coming up as we gift that away on March 1st. Again, that active competition runs through the entire month of February. Whew! A lot to get to, and that was a mouthful, baby. let's open up the phone lines, and we're going to talk Aaron Rodgers here on the show. There's a lot to get to. There's no question. And all you guys have takes about it, and I respect them. So buckle up your takes, maybe we'll play a Hep song. We got more coming up next here on the show.
Wow.
Whoops, played the wrong one there. But hey, I always love seeing my daughters, Ryan Luna. Wow. Now, here's Hep with a song. We'll be back on Boy Green Daily.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking just football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. You're talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets.
All right, beautiful. We had just enough time to flip the banner and get the call-in link open. Again, that is youtube.com/boygreen25. If you'd like to call into the show, we got 700 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe, spread the gospel. For all things Boy Green Daily, we're live every single day at 7:30 in the morning. And again, here's the updated raffle leaderboard with our top 5 best gifters so far this month, throughout the month of February. Again, we appreciate all the support, everybody. Without further ado, let's go to the phone lines. Hep joins us here on the program. Good morning, Hep.
Hey, Paul. Hey, fellas. You know what I noticed about the Super Bowl yesterday?
What's
First
that?
of all, I saw Becton get his Super Bowl. That was amazing.
Yes.
And
Actually, there's a long list. When I said, let me comb through the Eagles roster and see, and
Yeah.
here are all the former Jets that got Super Bowl rings last night, and here they are. And some of the names you're gonna be like, "Huh, that guy's still in the league?" And it's true. For instance, the name that had that happen to me, Perry Nickerson. I don't know if people
Who?
remember Perry Nickerson, but he is still in the league. Here's a couple others. CJ Uzama is on the
Oh,
Eagles.
wow.
Braden Mann, Mekhi Becton, Bryce Huff. Now, several of these guys were inactive last night. They did not play in the game, like Bryce Huff, CJ Uzama,
Right.
Perry Nickerson. But those are all of them. Also, apparently, another I missed. Someone said, "Hey, Paul, put some respect on E.J. Jenkins' name," who apparently had a cup of
Oh,
coffee
my-
with the Jets on their 90-man roster. So I apologize, E.J., for the massive disrespect. But yes, Jets well represented in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And then the other guy, when I first started talking to you, I wanted to draft Matt Ariza, the punter.
Oh, yes. And look at, in Kansas City. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so funny, man. But anyway, I
Yeah.
noticed that the league is a weapon that's needed. It seems to be the big quarterback that can get you the 10 or 15 yards underneath when everything else is covered.
Yeah.
That seems to be a big weapon that's used nowadays. That's just like, Hurts. He's a runner, but he's he's got a little bit of muscle on him. I'm not nervous about him
Sure.
taking a hit.
No, right.
Zach, if he got hit, I was like, oh my God, he's gonna shatter. He's gonna break and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, and I was thinking to myself, there was no way Rodgers was gonna win that game last night
It's a good
on
point.
Kansas
Yeah.
City. Right? I
Right.
mean, he was just the way those guys were swarming and everything. What was Rodgers? I mean, it would have been a mess. I mean, it was a mess for
Mhm.
Kansas City. So for us, it would have been like, oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. I think this Howard guy, I looked into him. He's a pretty
Mhm.
big guy. He's not quite as big as Josh Allen, but he's similar to that kind of a build.
Yeah. He's a big dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he can get you that 10 or 15 yards underneath. He's got a decent arm.
Mhm.
I don't know as far as his mechanics or anything like that. I don't know that much about him. But that's an interesting take on the. I like to call Dom the godfather of the draft.
I love it.
Yeah, they should play the music, the Godfather theme, every time he comes
Yeah,
on.
we gotta work on that. I'll work on that behind the scenes with the production team. Let's see. Yeah, because he should be the Godfather. I love having him on.
Yeah, the Dom. All right. I love you, Paul. I'll see you on the rebound, bud.
Yeah. Thanks, pal. Appreciate it. Hep calling into the show. Yeah, a lot of things there. Again, now that the Jets are going to be moving on from Aaron Rodgers, in case you guys somehow missed all that yesterday, Jay Glazer reported that Aaron Rodgers flew on his own private plane or jet, went to the Jets facility, sat down with Aaron Rodgers. I'm sure he sat down with his other personalities too. No, he sat down with head coach Aaron Glenn and general manager Darren Mucci. They all sat in a room. And apparently, during that conversation, Darren Mucci and Aaron Glenn expressed to Rodgers that they planned on moving on from him. He hopped on his plane and went back home. And that's just been under wraps. I'm sure the Jets are trying to find a nice way to announce that. The Jets have made no announcements. And when media people have reached out to the Jets for comment, they have declined comment. Now, according to a lot of the reporters, some form of an announcement is expected this week from the Jets. The Jets wanted to do it respectfully, is from what I understand, and they didn't want it to get lost on Super Bowl Sunday. So they want to do it away from the Super Bowl and make an announcement. Could come as early as today. We'll see whether it's going to be a straight up, we're going to cut Aaron Rodgers right now, or we plan on cutting him, or we're going to attempt to trade him. Our partnership is over. However, is it going to be the Green Bay Packers thing, right? Where the Packers come out and say, hey, we're, the Aaron Rodgers era is over, and we're going to work to help him land on his new team. There's a lot to be figured out there. And Aaron obviously hasn't even announced that he's going to play football in 2025. But I would say this, the way that all this is being revealed, I would assume that Aaron still wants to play football. Because if not, if I went to Aaron and he says, I just want to retire, then that's a respectful thing. We're not going to just dump Aaron and say, we don't want you. Aaron has chosen to retire, and all the PR stuff is great. But because it's coming out that they're like, yeah, man, we're moving on. That must mean, again, to me, that he still wants to play football, but we'll find that out very shortly, obviously. So that's the latest, and a lot of people are upset. Some people are happy. Like I said, Quentin Williams was very upset. He deleted his post last night responding to my tweet, and then just deleted his Twitter outright, deactivated the account, and that is Quentin Williams saying, oh boy, is another rebuild year coming. So Aaron Glenn's got to sell this to the team that he's got a quarterback plan. Like Tom C said, he's sure they have a plan in the building. I'm just saying, us for the fans, it's hard to see the plan because there's no clear alternative. In the draft, obviously, there isn't. There's a bunch of developmental guys, not a lot of guys that can just start from day one, especially when you're picking 7. And then the veterans are a lot of unknowns. But hey, I trust the regime to make it happen, but they're going to have to sell this to the players. There's no question about it. All right, let's go to the phone lines. First off, let's go to Predictor Extraordinaire, NY Jets FL, gracing us with his presence.
All right, Paul. Appreciate that. Let me see if I could. I'm a little tired today. Let me see if I can parlay that into a great, hopefully a good Jets prediction. Let's just say that. First of all, Bryce Huff hit the lottery. Not only did he get his money, he didn't have to do anything in the Super Bowl or half the season, and he has a ring. I mean, that's like, might as well play about $1,000 in scratch offs today. Probably be a millionaire. Add another $1 million to his bankroll today. The Broncos are the blueprint for the Jets. Okay.
Yes.
So I went back and I looked at the stats for Russell Wilson his last year in Denver, and I had to write it on a piece of cardboard because I'm tired.
Yeah.
So in 15 games, Wilson had 3,000 yards passing, 26 touchdowns, 8 picks. Okay.
Yeah.
Rodgers had 38-97. 28 picks, 28
touchdowns, 11 picks. I got you. Yep.
So if you extrapolate the two games that Wilson missed, they basically have the same stats. So anyone, I won't say anyone with half a brain, but if you analyze that and you see what you're getting out of your quarterback and you need to upgrade, Moogie saw it firsthand. And Moogie saw I'm not saying he was like the guy who made the decision, but you could see how you draft a young quarterback with upside, what you can do with that immediately. So,
of course,
I have no problem with it. Moogie saw it firsthand. Aaron Glenn knows he has to put his blueprint on this team, and you're not going to put a blueprint on this team with a 42-year-old quarterback. Flat out. It's just I don't know. I don't care what the alternatives are, Paul, but
Yeah.
this not work. You tried the Brady route. It's over. It's not going to work. It's tough to, Jake went AWOL last night,
Oh, he did?
freaking
Oh, I
out.
didn't see anything from Jake.
I tried to call in, but I had a party going on. So,
So wait,
but
he
I
was
mean,
freaking out like, geez, what a terrible decision. Is that what was Jake saying?
yes, yeah, he
Oh,
wanted
okay.
to keep Rodgers because he felt that was the best guy to win now,
And
which
I would agree
probably
with
is
that. To be honest, I didn't. Hand to God, unfortunately, I was doing Super Bowl stuff and with my family, so I didn't see anything that Jake said. But I agree with the raw take that if your sole goal, you don't give a shit about anything else. Your sole goal is okay. How do I
right,
win the most amount of games right now in 2025? You could
right.
give me a strong case that Aaron Rodgers is that guy, but obviously that's not. Aaron Glenn didn't get signed the last I checked to a 1-year contract. He got signed to a 5-year contract, so he's got to look well beyond this season too, which I'm sure is hard for fans to stomach.
No, I agree with the Packers take, but he's got to build. He's got to get his guys in there. Glenn has a vision,
Right?
right? Glenn,
Yes. Yeah.
so Rodgers is not. I mean, how many 42-year-old quarterbacks do you see roaming the NFL sidelines?
Not many.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, come on. And and like I said, Moogie saw it firsthand in Denver. So I'll stay with that, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wish I gambled on the Eagles big, but
Oh my
I
God! I
mean,
thought you laid your life on the line. I thought you pink slip
pretty-
deeds. I thought you went all in on that, and then I thought I'd never see you again. I thought you'd be buying an island in Tahiti or something. You know?
it was funny. It was funny, but when Mahomes threw his pick just before, I mean, he was playing. I mean, things were falling apart quickly for that team.
Yeah.
But I said to a group of people, I said, this is the perfect time to throw a pick, and he threw a pick six. I was like,
On
you got to
Cooper
be kidding!
DeJean.
Everyone was,
Oh my God. It's again, I
yeah,
was texting my dad last night and it was that sense of disbelief. So the Eagles were punching the Chiefs in the face. And
oh yeah,
my dad's like, "Oh boy, this is getting ugly." And I'm like, "Well, is it what is about to happen? Is it going to be the Seahawks Broncos Super Bowl from a bunch of years ago where I keep convincing everyone at the party, guys, it's Peyton Manning. He's going to turn it on. He's going to turn it on, and then he never does. They lose 43-8. Or is the 28-3 Tom Brady in the booth? Is something crazy going to happen? And I was talking about that last night. I said, "Well, okay. I guess we saw what happened there." So,
just really quick, just an aside. Hep's call was really good because I mean, I think we need more of a Hurts and a Josh Allen. I mean, I know they're great. They're super great quarterbacks.
yeah, right.
But
Easier
the
said than done.
physical,
I understand. Yeah, the
yeah,
traits
the
though.
physical,
Yeah.
yeah, the physical size. Lamar is not physically huge, but the guy can run. I think we need a dual threader. We can't really win with a pocket. Mahomes got the crap kicked out of him. He's
Oh
not a
my
big
God.
guy. So I
Jesus.
mean, yeah. So anyway, have a great one, Paul. I'll see you on the next one.
All right, appreciate it. And I'm just looking forward to the lottery numbers next time from NY Jets FL. He nailed it. He called, for those who missed the show yesterday morning, he predicted an Eagles blowout victory. I'm like, what? And someone just goes to show you, right, that none of us know anything, right? Outside his head, obviously. But someone else went, Chiefs blowout win. That's totally happened. I'm like, okay, we're getting all kinds of predictions here on the show. So it was a little bit all over the place. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here. We got Ricky New York live.
Hey, what's happening, Paul?
Your super chats just make me laugh, Ricky.
Right.
Your super chats make me laugh, so I appreciate you sending that through. That's hilarious.
Well, you know what's funny is I don't know. It's been like a week or so ago. Dom C was on Nick Shine's show, and they were doing a mock, and Dom was like, I think I want to go offense here. And I was like literally screaming at the computer, do it, take it. And he's like, I like the wide receiver. And he said it. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
That's hilarious.
So I was kind of predicting that he would have the same take, but he mixed it up a little bit, which is good. I like to do
that's
that
good
as well. But you know what? I was at work. I worked during the Super Bowl, didn't see the game, didn't hear the Aaron Rodgers news until this morning. None of it. However, it looks like Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn got around to watching that Jordan Travis tape. So who knows? I'm kind of somewhere hoping that the Jordan Travis isn't as close as we'd hoped thing was just, more solid BS to keep him stashed on the practice
Correct.
squad where he couldn't get stopped.
Yeah,
I'm
just
hoping
hope
it was greatly exaggerated.
Yeah, I'm just saying I hope he's healthy. I hope he gets a shot. And again, I think regardless, quite frankly, if who the Jets bring in, like, let's just say it's a random veteran, like Justin Fields, again, if it's Sam Darnold on $100 million contract, okay, he's the guy. But the chance of that happening are very slim. So it's going to be some random guy like Justin Fields or something on a 1-year deal. And then they're all going to battle it out. And I think if Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor and Jordan Travis are, quote unquote, battling it out, Travis has a shot. It's not very clear it's going to be Tyrod or very clear it's going to be Justin. There's an opportunity for Jordan to make some noise. But if they sign someone massive, then it's out. But so I'll be kind of curious. I hope the kid gets a shot.
Yeah, me too. And you know what? Derek Nottie with the Chiefs did not get his fourth Super Bowl ring since he's been in the league, unfortunately. Fabian Lovett didn't get his first, but I do got some Florida State guys on the Eagles too.
Johnny Wilson, right?
Johnny Wilson did not have a catch, but I'll tell you what, it wasn't former Jet Bryce Huff. It wasn't their 2 first-round picks, Jordan and Carter, that got the sacks last night. It was Josh Sweat, baby. So good for Josh Sweat.
Josh is a free agent too, I think. Oh, see, there you go. We just Jinx
yes, he
is 100%.
Yes, he is. So 2.5 sacks in the Super Bowl. I think he probably just earned himself a couple extra bucks on the market.
That's for sure.
But yeah, so good for all those guys. And the 3-peat thing would have been cool, but it's also nice to see somebody different win it for a change.
No doubt.
I'm glad the refs didn't decide the game.
If they did, they went the other way. The Chiefs had like a holding call on like every play. I'm like, good Lord. And they were legitimate holding calls from what I saw on the live broadcast. I mean, Chiefs were holding on for dear life against that Eagles pass rush, but I mean, unbelievable. It was crazy.
Right. Yeah. I was at work and it was like a nightmare there. And so I think when I first looked at, Philly had scored a touchdown, and then by the time I got to look again, I looked at my phone and it was like 40-6, and I was like, "Holy crap!" I guess Kansas City ended up scoring some garbage time points, but with 6 minutes left, it was 40-6, and I was like, "Man, this is just an all-out ass kicking." But. Oh, well, maybe one of these years I actually won't have to work during the Super Bowl, but this was like 6 years in a row every year. Now, I've already said, Jets make the Super Bowl, fire me. I can find another job. So
I love that.
That's the way that's going to go. But, hey, you know what? Jake can flip out if he wants, but he's the one who also said, and from what I heard, Rodgers was willing to take a pay cut, but
correct. Yeah.
Was Rodgers willing to learn a new offense? Was he willing to play in a different style? And even if he said he does, did these guys trust him to not change the call at the line if he didn't like what they're calling? And I think that if people are looking at it as them disrespecting a veteran like Rodgers, like, hey, now you're old, we don't want. No, I think it's the opposite. I think out of respect, that they're just choosing, let's not turn this into a circus. We don't want to face the eventuality if things aren't going well, where we would have to bench you or, yeah, I think it's probably the right decision. It sucks. That's going to leave a lot of dead money. But we're going to have to face that music sooner or later. So might as well get it over with.
Eat it 100%. And I would suggest that the Jets don't June 1st it. Just take the hit, take it on the chin like a man, and then move on. Don't drag your bullshit into future years. Joe Douglas did that enough. Take your lumps, and for what I'm discussing is the Jets, if they choose to cut him, that they can choose to make it a post-June 1 designation. Basically, what that means, they could spread the dead cap hit over 2 seasons. And again, to me, F that. If you could survive it, you eat it all right now. You take your lumps. You do whatever you're going to be doing this year. Is it a rebuild year? Can you try to compete? Can you get a good quarterback in here? And maybe the right vibes are happening? I don't know. But that's what I would do. I would take it on the chin and then not delay the inevitable.
Right. And you know what? I mean, Dom was making kind of a point about our defense. There's some holes, but I don't think there's anything that, can't be filled. Say, for instance, we brought back Conklin for a year and didn't draft a tight end. Say we take, a Mason Graham in the first round and then follow it up with the linebacker, like he said, then all of a sudden, here comes Jeremy Chin and Asante Samuel Jr., who are both free agents, and all of a sudden, what holes on the defense? So, I mean, there's a few holes, but I don't think there's. Yeah, I don't think it's anything that can't be filled with a productive draft and a couple of decent free agents. So, I'm ready, man. Like, I like the fact that they pulled the plug on Rodgers. If you're going to do it, do it. And it's clear that Glenn does have a vision for where he wants this thing to go, and I can't wait to see it come together.
I can't wait either. Ricky, thanks for the call. And I will just say in general that there's an old Bill Parcells quote. Y'all can Google it. Give it a goog, okay? Bill Parcells does not like having celebrity quarterbacks and not having someone above the team. Aaron Glenn is essentially a disciple, not direct from coaching, but direct from being around. He's a Bill Parcells disciple. We shouldn't be that surprised that Aaron Glenn's like, yeah, I'm going to go through door number 2. What's it behind door number 2? No friggin' idea, but that's what we're going to do. So, again, I like Aaron Rodgers. It was a fun ride that had some horrible roller coaster crashes and some roller coaster highs. Like, I'm never going to forget week 3, Jets Patriots. Like, this is a real video. Here it is. I have it right here on the channel. Where is this thing? I have it. I thought I had it somewhere here on the channel. Oh, yeah, here it is. Look at this. This is week 3 Jets Patriots this year. I'll never forget this. Here we go.
That's Aaron Rodgers! Aaron Rodgers!
I'm a freak. I remember that. Like, hey, man, we're in this thing. That's Aaron bleeping Rodgers, for God's sakes. And now it's over. So, you have the high of the highs and the low of the lows. We're 2-1 for the first time since 2015. I'm like, baby, we're coming. And then the entire season collapsed. So, it is what it is. Well, let's see what is behind door number 2. Again, I just want to reiterate this. And again, everyone can have their own takes. It's an open platform. I trust Aaron Glenn, Darren Muji. Some people won't blindly trust a new regime, but they've done nothing to dissuade me from not believing in them. I'm going to give them a chance. It's just like any draft pick. Whoever the hell the Jets pick at 7, even if I agree with it or not, I'm going to support them. Like, okay, whoever you are, Penn State tight end, Ohio State quarterback, this player, this player, this player. I'm going to rally around the guy and hope he has the best career possible. I'm a Jets fan, for God's sakes. So, everyone's going to have different takes on this Aaron Rodgers business, but to me, I trust Muji and Glenn to figure it out. Again, I have no idea who their starting quarterback is going to be for the Jets. Betting money would say Tyrod Taylor right now based on lack of other options, but there's going to be moves being made here in the offseason, and we'll see what happens. And obviously on this show, we'll discuss several of those options. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here. Indy Jets joins here on the show. What's up, Indy?
Good morning, Paul.
All right, good morning. And I think we got what you wanted. No Aaron Rodgers.
Well, in last night's game, I believe proved why this is a good move to let Aaron Rodgers go. Jalen Hurts was the MVP of the game because they won the game, correct?
Yeah, that's yeah.
I don't think he was the MVP of the game. The Eagles' defensive line was the MVP of the game. I mean, they won that game. Yeah, but what that says is that Jalen Hurts got the credit for winning, which also means quarterbacks get the blame for losing. And Aaron Rodgers we won 5 games. That's the end of that's the bottom line. If you want to talk about stats, yeah, he threw 28 touchdowns. I don't care. He won 5 games. So he gets the blame. If Jalen Hurts gets the MVP and he gets the credit for winning,
Mm-hmm.
you also have to take the blame for losing. That's just how it works. And I believe that, moving on from Rodgers, was that's exactly why he has to take the blame for losing. End of story. And also helps us for the direction that we need to go. Build that defensive line, and you can get after any quarterback, even the great Mahomes, and go win a game. And so I really think that that, and I do have to say, Jake's meltdown last night was one of his most epic meltdowns I've probably ever seen.
Okay, I'm going to have to rewatch this. Everyone's talking about it. I did not see this. Okay.
I've seen him melt down several times, and I think this was probably his worst one. He got so loud that even his own mic muted him a few times.
Oh, wow.
It was,
That's loud.
Yeah. And gosh, I love Jake. He has one of the great shows on YouTube, and
of course.
Yeah, when Rodgers was let go, or whatever the deal is, I don't even know. We don't even know what the deal is, but the news came out of Rodgers coming out. But I just think that the Eagles showed the blueprint of how to beat anybody with arguably the best defensive line in the league.
Yeah, they were great.
And they probably have one of the best offensive lines in the league.
That helps. Yep. Great offensive line coach, Stoutland. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, that kind of gives us the direction. We go into the draft if a Mason Graham is there, maybe, that's kind of a blueprint I think we should look at and say, hey, stay in the trenches. Give us a quarter. You had I don't know who the caller was earlier. Have a quarterback that when things break down, go run up the middle for
100%.
A Josh Allen, a Jalen Hurts type. We haven't had that in I don't know, forever. And so that's my take is to stay in the trenches. I like the Will Howard or the Ohio State quarterback. I forget what his name is.
Yeah, Will Howard. Yeah, you got the name right. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Yeah, I like that pick by Dom.
He's a big boy. Yeah, he's intriguing. He's got some underrated running ability. I think people saw that in the national championship game against Notre Dame. He's got some solid wheels.
Yeah, and at the beginning of the Ohio State season, and I'm a Michigan fan, so I don't really care for anything Ohio State, but Ohio State was, they were even talking about firing their coach at the beginning of the year.
They were Ryan Day. That's right. Yeah.
So this guy's got some resilience to him to say, even he can handle that Ohio State kind of market, and maybe he can handle the New York market, in time. So I think that's a great pick, but I want to see us staying in the trenches.
I agree, and I think that's the right take. Indy, I appreciate the call. 100%. Every NFL general manager after last night's game should be looking at what the Eagles just did to go, shit, I'll take some of that, please. Here's this. I saw the stat after the game. The Eagles didn't blitz once. One time they didn't blitz, according to the analytical people after. And you're just like, wow. And they were able to beat Mahomes was holding back there. The Eagles have one of the best pass defenses in the league. He's looking back there, nothing until the end of the game when they're putting the slappies in. It's just unbelievable. So yeah, trench warfare again. Look at the Eagles. Look at the Lions. Look at their success. It's building in the trenches. So that it will be opportunity or not opportunity. Task either number one or one of the top tasks. Obviously, it's got to get a quarterback too, but getting some guys around Quinnen. And again, Quinnen is very upset right now. And for those who didn't see it, again, Quinnen went off about the Aaron Rodgers thing and immediately deleted it. He was responding to my tweet, and I did a quick video. It's a 5-minute video up on the channel. If you guys missed all that, it's got an article and everything else with it. You guys can check that out. But yeah, Quinnen's pissed, but he's not going to be the only one. There are going to be plenty of other Jet players that have been around for the last couple years, and it's been a lot of losing. And now there's no Aaron Rodgers. There's going to be no Aaron Rodgers and no clear quarterback choice. And the team has to sell to Quinnen Williams on the team. Hey, man, I know we haven't won for you, right? I don't have the number in front of me. It's on my article, but since 2019, the Jets are like 32-68 or something with Quinnen. So they've sucked. And now with no Aaron, Quinnen's like, oh, fuck. Is this going to be another fucking slapdick year? I'm running out of time. Again, I totally understand where Quinnen's coming from. A lot of people are roasting Quinnen on social media. I get where Quinnen's coming from. You only have a short lifespan in the NFL, and losing. How does that not eat at you? They're a competitor. They're a competitor, man, and winning and all that drives these guys. So I totally understand again where Quinnen's coming from. Now, how he displayed that will be criticized by fans and have been on social media, but obviously he's a human. And, hey, again, that's going to be on AG to sell those kind of guys. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. For the first time in a hot second, we have the legendary Philium, FL Phil 98 here on the channel with the Gun Show. What's up, Phil?
Good morning, Paul. I just wanted to make a quick call about the whole Rodgers thing from one very small standpoint, because we can go back and forth about everything. I respect both opinions. And there is no right or wrong answer here until we find out what happens, right? So everybody's entitled to feel what they feel about it. The one thing I'll say is the absolute gloom and doom that somehow we're going to go 3-14 this year because he's not here. There's no one person, no one player that, everybody eventually moves on. Tom Brady and you name it, eventually it comes to an end. Now you can say, yeah, well, New England crashed and burned. All I'm saying is, who knew that Geno Smith was going to suddenly be good enough to win with? And I'm not talking about Super Bowl right now. I'm talking about people who are saying he gave us the best chance to win. Maybe that's true. Maybe it was 9 or 10 wins. Maybe it's a playoff berth. Maybe all these are maybes. All right. Well, who's to say that whether it's, one of the guys that have been mentioned over and over again, the 4 or 5 guys that everybody keeps talking about that are available, right? Mm-hmm. Or somebody that is completely off the radar, or is it Travis if he's healthy? Whatever it might be, new regime, start fresh. There are a lot of reasons to move on from Rodgers. There just are.
Yes.
So let's just move forward, be positive. I'm happy to see that we're turning a page. Mm-hmm. New coach, new regime, new everything. I know that I wish they could change uniforms again. I want to start I want everything gleaming brand new this year. So, go Jets. Love you all, everybody. And again, everybody's entitled to their opinion. It's all good.
I appreciate it, Philium. Thanks for the call. That's what I would just say. Again, obviously, I'm an optimistic guy by nature. That's who I am. I appreciate the call, Philium. I would just say this. We don't know who the starting quarterback is right now. So for the people that say we're going 17-0, the people that say we're going 0-17, who knows? We don't even know who the hell the starting quarterback is. This is such a pivotal offseason in terms of who's going to be here, who's not going to be here, all these things. I don't know, man. I got no friggin' clue. But I think the damning things if we're going to be this or that, to me, it's too early to say. I'm excited for the freshness, the new page. Maybe it's fresh good. Maybe it's fresh bad. I don't know. We've had first-year Jets head coaches go to the playoffs before. We've had first-year Jets head coaches suck. We've had a little bit of everything. We'll see what happens. Let's go back to the phone lines. Excuse me. We've got 800 people in the room. Again, like the video, hit subscribe. We're trying to get a chase to 10,000 subs. We're getting closer and closer to 7,500. We'll be doing a giveaway at 7,500 with a piece of autographed New York Jets memorabilia for one lucky subscriber. It's free to subscribe to the channel. Let's go back to the phone lines. We've got a cup of Philly noodles here on the show. What's up, Philly?
What's going on, man?
Oh boy, it is getting tough in the streets.
Listen, I'm going to say one thing. Say it pretty clear.
Okay.
For anybody who's worried, we have moved forward from 5-12. We went 7-10 with less. Stop. Freaking stop. If you're a Jets fan, you got what you wanted. You got a coach who's going to say, I don't give a shit what you did in your past. I'm moving forward with this. If you don't like it, get the fuck out. Yeah. So guess what? Not saying that Aaron had anything to do with anything, but when you can reset, get a quarterback, This is the whole thing. Even if a quarterback in the second, third, first round don't work this year, it's a 5-year reset for the contract. And you already have another guy for another 4 years in Jordan Travis. So if him or the other one don't work, you're going to keep taking shots at quarterbacks when you can. But if you just went 7-10 with less and went with 28 touchdowns, 5-12, you can sell me on almost anything to produce a 6 win. Like you like, come on, everybody. Let's just stop. Let's be realistic here.
Is this true?
Bo
I'm getting
Nix
comments
wins
here in the comment section of you and Jakey went after it last night.
Oh, I went at it. Yeah, listen,
boy.
man,
Oh, boy.
you can't pigeonhole me. I don't like getting pigeonholed. I hate that shit. I can tell you one thing: I'm a debater, and everybody, if you know me, you know me. And people are gonna get to know me. That's the realistic thing. I'm from Long Island, from New York. I don't play that. I might be in North Carolina right now. It's a little different out here. It's a little more, a little more southern and happy.
Yeah, good hospitality down there. Yeah, that's
you
right.
know what I'm saying? It's a little different. Listen, I don't like getting pigeonholed. Don't raise your voice and pigeonhole me. I'm gonna put you right in your spot. I'm gonna tell you the facts.
Man, I'm gonna have to rewatch this show. This sounds like the greatest show of all time I missed, for Pete's sake. Okay.
Honestly, but the facts were there. It's not like Aaron was terrible, no. But 28 touchdowns and 11 interceptions, multiple pick sixes, and beating the shit out of the Jaguars, it's not going to make you a viable quarterback seasons in. Like, dude, he's not a franchise QB anymore. He's a gun for hire. He was a gun for hire for a coaching staff that was on their way out.
I think what people are assuming, the hope, the optimism, I would assume, from some, again, what you said, right? Indy said it earlier, right? There are 5-win Jets team last year. Why is everyone saying, like, Aaron gives you the best chance to win? Of all these unknown quarterback options, I think what people are banking on, for lack of a better word, is Aaron Rodgers another year removed from the Achilles. Maybe that's where we start getting this lift. And then you pair that with the lack of quarterback options, and that combination, I think, is a lot of reason why Jet fans wanted Rodgers back. That's
for sure. And then you can sell me on losing Devontae. Yes, again, it's all. I'm not saying it's not there, but what I'm saying is, if you first off, what I had this conversation on your show, I said Newman, second interview, but wait, Muji, and as soon as I heard Muji, it was over. They're going to try to do what they did in Denver, dude. Like everyone needs to understand that it's what's going to happen. It might not be first round, but if it's second, it's going to be the kid out of Syracuse. It might be Will Howard.
Hey, there you go, baby.
Something's going to happen. They're going to take a shot because you're supposed to. Because guess what? No one thought Patrick Mahomes was going to be Patrick Mahomes. No one thought Jalen Hurts was going to be Jalen Hurts. No one thought Josh Allen was going to be Josh Allen. No one thought nobody was going to be anybody until they became somebody because the team made them believe in themselves and the staff. So if you believe in the Jets, you believe in the staff. You're telling me that Rick Spielman's an asshole. You're telling me Aaron Glenn's an asshole. You're telling me Muji's an asshole. That Jaime's an asshole. That everybody they just hired are a bunch of assholes now is what all the fans complaining are telling me. That's what you're telling me.
But here's the thing that I don't get, right? So, okay, a week ago, whenever this was, I don't know. I don't have the date in front of me. But like a week or two ago, we get this clip.
Here's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hey, we're back, baby. AG's the man. And then I get this Aaron Rodgers news yesterday, and I had people on social media tweeting at me, "Oh boy, the Aaron Glenn era is over. It's terrible. It sucks." And I'm like, "Wait, whoa, what? It lasted 2 weeks, and now it's over? He's just completely shaded you. You loved how he put Aaron Rodgers in his place, and he said no one's above the team, and then he actually went through it. And people went, whoa, wait a second here. There's an issue." I'm like, huh? I just lacking the consistency. Believe in the regime and give them a chance.
BG. So tell me. What you just said. Now, what are the naysayers going to say if we win 6 wins next year? Even if we get 6. Even if we get 6 wins. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to stop.
It does.
Let me take a breath here. I'm about to enjoy my my second morning coffee, iced coffee made here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, very nice.
Let's get it going.
Okay.
Jets all day.
Appreciate it.
No matter what's going on. Everybody,
That's
come on.
it. Amen, brother. Cup of Philly noodles here on the show. Laying the gospel. Again, apparently the greatest Jake Aspen show of all time I missed last night. So wonderful. But I'm glad we're getting some of the reverb here on the program. Again, we got 850 people in the room. I appreciate it very much. Let's keep going on the phone lines. We'll try to get a few more callers in. Before I have to head to the radio station, there's a lot of snow weather here. So we'll be heading over there, I'm sure, shortly here on the program. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Johnny Boy's here on the program. What's up, Johnny?
BG, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what is up, man?
Hey, like Philly's take, bro, but the only one I would say that is an asshole is that Jaime cat. That dude's been
Oh yeah.
bugging wild for a while already, so it is what it is, man.
And it sounds like he's here no matter what. I know a lot of people were happy that Muji was throwing people left and right out of the building. You know, when you look at Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn for that matter, when they were both hired, there's like 4 people they thanked. Jesus, Woody Johnson, and Jaime. I mean, those were like in the top 3 of what everything Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn said. So it doesn't sound like Jaime's going anywhere.
Yo, the Aaron Rodgers whole situation and everything, right? I honestly, before I truly make my opinion in regards to this, I want to know a lot more on what happened, right? Because if Aaron went in there and was like, I'm retiring and all that, then it kind of changes the whole entire narrative itself, right? Or if he's like, you know what, I'm stuck in my old ways. I don't want to go ahead and adapt to any of the new offensive schemes that you guys are going to go ahead and do. Then you move on from the cat and everything.
Yeah.
Either or, I think this was in the best interest for the Jets itself. Rip the Band-Aid off as of right now. And let's get this train that has been derailed for so long back on track and get it moving the right way. Because
one more layer, just to put it on to everything you just said, 100%. We don't know those facts. When Aaron and Muji and Glenn were all in the room together, what happened? What did he suddenly refuse to take a pay cut? Did he say, "Hey man, I'm still going to be missing that mandatory minicamp this year. I got a trip to Kenya planned." And then AG's like, "That shit ain't going to fly." Or the Pat McAfee shit. I've heard a lot of rumors. Like if AG said, "Hey, we're going to cut that extra bullshit out," and Aaron's like, "You don't control me," then boop, I guess it's over. So there's a lot we don't know. And hearing what happened with that process, I think will give a lot more clarity before we all start barking off the range here of the decision makers. So I just want to add to that I agree. There's a lot we still don't know about this process and what actually happened in that room on both sides.
And the other thing too, right? The biggest thing that everybody keeps talking in regards, who's going to be the quarterback next year? Who's going to be the quarterback next year? I understand that and everything. There are some options that are out there. I mean, look, Jameis Winston's out there, right? It might not look pretty, right? And all that.
He'll have fun, man. If we have a Jameis Winston, he's throwing for 5,000 yards, he throws for touchdowns. There's going to be some horrible interceptions, but boy, we're going to live life on the edge. We're not losing 6-2. Like we might lose 35-20 in a crazy shootout or something. Okay, give me a little signs of life. Give me some vibes. Okay.
At the end of the day, it is what it is. Like it's gone. He's done. He's out.
Yeah.
Now it's time for the draft to see what they're gonna do. This is the Aaron Glenn and Muji show right now. Okay.
Correct.
Like them cats are not playing around. And to be honest with you, man, anybody on this actual squad could get it. They're on the table for me, other than Garrett Wilson. I think Garrett Wilson is the individual that you really, talk to. You kind of like build around him and go from there. Maybe there was a conversation that they spoke with Garrett Wilson, and Garrett Wilson was like, "Yo, what are your future in regards to this team? What are your thoughts on me possibly bringing this guy or bringing this?" I'm just saying, man, like there's just so much unknown right now that everybody's like, F this dude, F that dude, F that. At the end of the day, man, it's still JETS. That's what's important. If I feel like Aaron Glenn and them are putting that first behind anybody's name that's on back of the jersey itself, and we just got to see where it's going to go from here. Now, I'm tired of losing, just like anybody else and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 wins last year. That's what we had with Aaron. You know what I'm saying? It's the truth. We saw all the games and all that, right? Now, I know the argument was always, for myself at least, Aaron was never supposed to be Hall of Fame MVP, and he was just supposed to be good enough to go ahead and make sure we don't lose the game, not to be a guy that's supposed to be throwing 40 damn attempts a game itself. Our defense failed. Our special teams failed as well. So that comes into the equation itself. But other than that, man, look, I think the Super Bowl showed you that defense truly does matter and all that. Because then Cooper DeJean and Q Mitchell, bro, God, man, these guys were playing out of this world. And that line in the front was just nasty.
Pretty good.
At the end of the day, man, I think us as fans, when we have something that looks okay in the Jet standard, we put them at such a high pedestal where if this numbers were in another team, we would be like, what are we even talking about right now? So again, it is what it is, man. I'm behind our coach. I'm behind our GM. What they're doing right now is they're building something over there. It might not be pretty as of right now, but it is what it is. Like, we can't be bashing each other right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be a tough year. And my last thing is this.
Yes.
BG, I feel like we're going to have a good season because we're going to be flying under the radar. We don't have the pressure of playoffs. We don't have the pressure of Super Bowl and all that. I mean, if they play their first game and they get a W, the whole narrative changes. Everybody,
of course, they're all going to be fired up. Yeah,
exactly. So, with that being said, brother, I appreciate you, BG. Keep doing your stuff, man. Everybody in the chat, shout out. What up? What up? Hit the smash the like. You guys already know what time it is, and let's go Jets.
There he is, Johnny Boy. Make sure you check out the YouTube channel, Jets Worldwide. They got the Wheel of Misfortune, all kinds of wonderful Jets fun stuff on their channel. Make sure you guys check it out. A couple of quick things before we get out of here. Sam Aiken sending in a YouTube super chat here on the channel, which we appreciate. Thank you very much, sir.
Wow.
Also, Ricky, you also got raffle tickets for your super chat earlier for Tater McMuffin Tots, or whatever the hell hit the Tet McMillan. That was funny. But Sam Aiken, everyone is making this about the Jets. Aaron is a handful. Culture matters. Again, Thomas Dimitrioff told Jake Asman this at Super Bowl Media Row, that he advocated to the Jets, hey, we should move on from this guy because there's a lot of extracurricular activities. Thomas told the Jets, hey, I think he could still play. I think he could still win. But culture, locker room, all this other jazz are all factors in this. That's what Thomas Dimitrioff told Jake that he told the Jets. So I think that's something to consider. So, Sam, good stuff. You got a raffle ticket, by the way, with the super chat. So I appreciate you with some leftover over the top. So I appreciate that comment, Sam, and you're right. 100% right. And look at that FL Phil 98, baby, with a gifted Boy Green Coffee Club membership. You love to see it. Beautiful, baby. Thank you, Philium, for that. That's another raffle ticket for our boy Philium, who has 4 raffle tickets so far this month. God bless. Beautiful. Yes. All right, let's see. Let's see if YouTube is going to cooperate today. Not sure. Let's see. Not sure who that went to, so I apologize. Yeah, YouTube's having some issues. But whoever got that membership, that was from FL Phil 98, aka Philium, here on the channel. Let me make sure I just didn't miss anything else here? Okay. All right. Okay. Beautiful. Whoa. Hey, Mamacita. Okay. Let's see. Comments are coming in crazy because everyone's talking about this Aaron Rodgers era. And there we go for Lily and Big D sending this in, baby, which we appreciate. Thank you for the YouTube super chat here on the channel.
Wow.
For Lillian Big D says, I will put my faith in AG and the team until they lose double-digit games. Go Jets. There you go. That's a great way to put it for Lily in Big D here, is that ultimately we got to just put our faith in the team. Again, some people aren't willing to do that blindly, and I understand that. But, hey, that's what happens. By the way, that is 4 more raffle tickets for Lily and Big D, with 20 raffle tickets so far this month, combined with your other previous super chats. So for Lily, appreciate you. And that is a proper way to salute to all you Jet fans, baby. Again, in case you missed our Quinn and Williams video, that was a members-only video for the Boy Green Coffee Club members that then became public shortly thereafter. You guys can check that out in the video section. It's a nice little 5-minute video on the Quinn and Williams angle. We appreciate it. I know we have a few callers waiting. Unfortunately, I got to try to attempt to go to the radio station based on the weather. We'll see if I can. Appreciate it. Like the video. Hit subscribe. Keep spreading the gospel of all things Boy Green Daily, baby. And we will be back. Take care, everybody. And thanks for all the